Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Ramble. I am your host, LucaTheJackal, and today we have the Daily Ramble Christmas special. As of today, when you're watching the video, it should probably be December 25th, if not December 24th. I'm not sure. But I'm planning on uploading this video around then, but as of today, it is December 14th, so I am recording this a little bit in advance. So if any unbelievable tragic events, such as Spider-Man dying, happens, I don't... you call me a prophet or anything, right? I appreciate being called a prophet because, that's just how it is, after all. But no, my original plan for the 25th was to upload Splunkology all items. I'm gonna do a video, another Splunkology video. If you haven't seen the last one, which was about shopkeepers, I highly recommend checking that one out. I put a ton of effort into it, and a lot of people said, "Wow, Luca, that's a really good video. I really like that one." So obviously, you kind of have to go check it out, but. But I don't know. I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend it if you're interested in Splunky at all, and if you want to learn a little bit about shopkeepers. I guarantee you'll learn something. There are a lot of little things I learned along recording that video, which was a lot of fun. But I had another video I wanted to do, which was essentially how to get and how to use every item in the game, including, something simple from like the shotgun I was just holding there to not that key, but like, a skeleton key. And then we've got more important items like a jetpack or Vlad's cape. And then we've got super important items like, the U shop tea. I'm going to be going over each and every one of those in January. That's my plan for that video. But it was originally planned that I was going to upload that on December 25th. But I had kind of decreed that, on December, not 8th, but it was pretty recent. I had like 2 weeks in the time frame of going, oh, I want to upload that video and make that video within 2 weeks. And for those of you unaware, it took me a month and a half to make the last Splunkology video. So that's just not going to happen at all. So I just kind of, I was just like, all right, cool. We're just gonna put that on the shelf for now. But I still obviously wanted to get out some Christmas-themed Splunky kind of video, and that's why we're here today. I wanted to do a nice big long daily ramble, and I had this really long run sitting on the shelf, so I figured, hey, let's do a nice Christmas special. And although it is Christmas themed, I'm gonna be probably talking about like basically every holiday because I think that's just a fun topic. I like talking about holidays, and they're really interesting, and there's a few that I've a few kind of important ones to the United States that I've put in there. Because I mean, I would do like most popular holidays in the world, but like I'm an American, so the only culture I'm able to understand is my own. So I can't really do something else with that without completely botching it or making some sort of racist statement, and I don't want to end 2021 with allegations against me, so we're just gonna stick to the American stuff for now. But yeah, let's dive right into those holidays right now. I've got a decent list of them. I've got New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's, Independence Day, which was the 4th of July, and I've got Halloween and Thanksgiving, and then I think a little bit later we'll talk about Christmas. So obviously, first off, New Year's, you've got New Year's Eve, you've got New Year's Day, and I think this is kind of a universal holiday as well. I think basically everyone celebrates it. And obviously, as a recap for those who do live under rocks, New Year's Day is basically the day we celebrate, hey, this is the new year, right? New Year's Eve is the last day of the year, and then New Year's is the first day of the first day of the year. Now, for this year, we've got on December 31st, that will be New Year's Eve. And on January 1st, that's going to be New Year's Day, which, hey, that's going to be nice. I'm excited for next year content. I got a lot of ideas planned. Just stay tuned for that. And I've also got a pretty big video coming out on the the 31st as well, which I think we all kind of understand which video that's going to be, so I'm going to go without saying it. I say that like, oh yeah, you guys don't need to know what video I'm going to be posting, but then I also literally just explained what New Year's was. So I don't... I'm consistent, I promise. But no, New Year's is a pretty fun holiday, and honestly, I don't celebrate it that crazy, and my family doesn't either. We just kind of go, oh hey, there's a New Year, that's pretty crazy. And sometimes we stay up to let the ball drop, but I often like use it myself as like an excuse just to stay up late, because normally I'm actually a really I'm pretty good with my sleep schedule compared to my friends. And it's kind of funny as well, because like I'll be like, okay guys, it's 10 o'clock, I'm gonna head upstairs and I'm gonna go hang out in bed for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go to bed. And then my friends are like, Lamau, Luca, you're just so, oh, you're such a little baby with a bedtime. And I'm just like, guys, I'm sorry. And it's just funny because I'll hear like, oh yeah, you know, I didn't sleep at all last night. Oh, I went to bed at 3 a.m. and I've done that for the past a month and a half. And I'm just like, are you guys okay? Do you guys need like help in a lot of things? it's just funny. But I just use New Year's Day as like an excuse to like, hey, I wanna stay up late. I'm gonna just kind of vibe for until 12 o'clock midnight, and then I'm gonna go, oh dope, the ball dropped, and then I'm gonna go to bed. I'm not super crazy on celebrating it, but I think it's a dope holiday, right? There's a lot of I think it's something that everyone can relate to, and that's a good reason to celebrate it. You know, right? Like everyone understands basically the concept of New Year's, so everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, I wanna go celebrate New Year's because, you know, it's a fun holiday, and I like celebrating stuff. But yeah, it's a fun holiday, and I'm excited to do that as well. I don't think I'll do a New Year's special, but that'll just have to be how it is. Next holiday is Valentine's Day, which that's a pretty nice holiday as well. I mean, I don't do anything with Valentine's either. You're gonna find that I don't celebrate a lot of holidays. So Valentine's Day is we'll do a quick Google of the definition for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. What is the true meaning of Valentine's Day? Emperor Calidus II executed two men, both named Valentine, on February 14th of different years in the 3rd century AD. Oh. And their martyrdom was honored by the Catholic Church with the celebration of Valentine's Day. Oh, okay. I did not know that. I did not know that we celebrated Valentine's Day because two people got nuked. I didn't realize that was the true intention behind it. And I don't know how many of us knew that. I think a lot of us are just like, oh, hee hee, candy hearts, hee hee, lamau. So that's nice. That's what I wanted to start out my day with. No, that's actually really interesting, just to have the, oh, this was a holiday that we're celebrating because of love, but we're here now because we celebrate it for love, but it was actually a kind of a, hey, these two people didn't deserve to die, you know, be nice. Be nice to them. Yeah. But I think that's really interesting. I think that's a really interesting change of events. I don't know if that's the right word to describe it. But yeah, no, that's pretty neat. But no, most for all of us, we kind of understand Valentine's Day. We basically just kind of go, oh, I'm going to, you know, do the love thing, right? Hey, we're gonna get, it's one of two things. There are two kinds of people on Valentine's Day, and I guess supposedly three, which is the I don't celebrate holidays, but I don't really count that. The first person is oh, today's Valentine's Day. I'm gonna go hang out with my significant other or others, and I'm just gonna hang out, have a lovely time with them, get a nice little date together. Maybe we'll have a fun little dinner. Maybe we'll just do some cool event together. That will be really nice. And the other half of people are like, hee, chocolate's on sale. My mother is the latter. And don't worry, my parents' relationship is extremely stable. Believe it or not. That's a weird. That's probably a pretty poor statement to really go off of. No, Valentine's Day is it's a cute holiday, but until I have like a significant other myself, I don't have a crazy I'm not gonna go crazy on celebrating it, and I probably still won't even. You know, I'm still very laid back when it comes to a lot of holidays, so I'm just gonna kind of hang around. But I don't know. I'm not crazy interested in love at the moment, right? Like I'm kind of like, oh no, it would actually be really nice to find, a partner that I love and care about. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, oh, I'm comfy where I am right now, and I just don't feel a crazy love for anyone right now, and I don't know how to properly do a relationship either. So it's like, okay. let's not get too personal here. Yeah, but basically, yeah, that's Valentine's Day, and I think it's a pretty interesting holiday, and it's really nice it's good to have a holiday based off of love, right? I think that's a pretty important part about life. So obviously there should be something celebrated to that, but it's actually really interesting to hear that. Oh yeah, it's celebrated because two dudes died, and the Catholic Church were like, they yeah, like they do a lot of things. Next holiday, St. Patrick. Speaking of, since we just got that clover, so I looked this up before, but St. Patrick's Day. What is St. Patrick's Day, and why do we celebrate it? Patrick's Day observes the death of St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. I didn't know anything about St. Patrick's Day. I just knew that when I was a kid, there was one day in the year where we would talk about one general time frame of the year where we would talk about leprechauns, and one specific day where every kid in the school would go, "Oh, you don't have green. I get to pinch you." Like, "Oh no, I'm wearing green on my socks. You can't pinch me." I didn't like a lot of kids growing up in my school, and I definitely think that's another video to talk about for a different day, but I think a lot of us probably relate on a pretty good level to that statement of, hey, I'm gonna be a terrible person. No. It's an interesting holiday, that's for certain. But it says like, you celebrate it for based off the dude and just have a jolly old time, right? And I feel like a lot of us just kind of use that holiday as, oh hey, we get to dress up as green. That's pretty dope. Again, that's probably the American side of me talking about, cultural appropriation and things like that. St. Patrick's Day. Why is St. Patrick's Day? Yep, it's yeah, the holiday has evolved into a celebration of Irish culture with parades, special foods, music, dancing, drinking, and a whole lot of green. That is true. A lot of green. No, it's a neat holiday, Ed, but I haven't like celebrated it like at all since I've been in elementary school, and I think middle school too. Probably, I'm gonna be real. It's not a holiday that I celebrate often, and I don't think it's a holiday a lot of people celebrate often. I think it's kind of been a pretty tame holiday in terms with. 'Cause I don't know why it kind of stuck out to me. Like, I don't want to say a sore thumb, but it did stick out to me quite a bit, as it is kind of there. But obviously, I'm probably butchering the entirety of Irish culture right now, so I formally apologize for such. But no, it seems like a neat holiday, and I'd like to explore a little bit into that myself, honestly. Um, Next holiday that is actually really is pretty notable in America, I suppose, is Independence Day. If you guys don't know, America is a free country. We are free. We have freedom. We have independence. We are our own nation. Our own country. We are completely independent. I don't know if you guys knew that yet, but we are exactly that. Now, Independence Day is interesting because I don't care too much about the holiday, and it's kind of my interest has definitely like dwindled down ever since as I've grown up. So just for me, because I've kind of grown like, oh, America's kind of it's done a lot of um. I don't think they should have done that, but they did anyway, and I can't really do too much about that. Uh, I think it's a nice holiday just to at least, get around and celebrate. It's a holiday I spend often celebrate with my friends and family. Um, well, not necessarily my friends, more so my family. I don't think we often get together for like a family get together, but I definitely think it's the one holiday we would do that. Actually, we don't celebrate the 4th of July with our family because we celebrate an even more important event in that same month, and I'll get to that in a moment. But no, Independence Day is interesting, and a lot of countries do have Independence Days. Let's look that up actually. How many countries have Independence Day? That was the first. Celebrating a nation's independence is by far and away the most popular type of national day around the world. Of the 225 nations and states whose national days are covered on the pages, 163 of those days celebrate independence in some shape or form. Interesting. There's a lot of countries that celebrate independence, and I'm wonder why. I wonder if there's like one specific country that decided we're gonna conquer the world and go absolutely nuts over that. Yeah. No, I think it's good to be able to celebrate your independence and celebrate, hey, this is our country and we're able to live in this country for a reason for people um who have done stuff for us that we probably wouldn't be brave enough to do, right? But for me, like a lot of holidays, I get another excuse to just eat some meat. That's really what I'm kind of around for on like a majority of the holidays. No, it's an interesting holiday, so I'm happy to celebrate it too. But there's another holiday that happens in July, which is exponentially more important um than Independence Day, and this holiday happens to be my birthday on July 13th. I celebrate my birthday every year, like most people do. But my birthday happens on July 13th, and my birthday kind of varies in terms of like what I actually do on that holiday. Sometimes I actually do a proper celebration. A majority of the time, I just kind of hang about at home, and I'm just like, hey, it's my birthday. I just kind of get to vibe and do what I want, and I like vibing and doing what I want. Um, for like the past few years, it's mostly been kind of an alone holiday until and then like my family will have like a dinner or something for me, and we'll have like a nice little maybe like the day before, the day after, we'll do like a dinner, and it'll be like, oh hey, that's pretty nice. But I don't do too much on my birthday. Like when it's my birthday, I'll like be on Discord and I'll be like, hey, it's my birthday today, and people say happy birthday, and I'll be like, oh, thank you guys. But for me, it's mostly just a time of vibing, and I don't know how you guys celebrate your birthdays. Birthdays drastically vary for cultures, from my understanding. But with your guys' birthdays, I do hope you all have a properly good time. Um, birthdays are meant to be celebrated in honor of yourself, and I think a lot of people need to properly appreciate their own birthdays, you know, because I feel like a lot of people just kind of go, oh, it's my birthday. I don't want to bring attention to myself or anything, right? And like I get that, right? Some people don't like bringing attention to themselves. I don't like that sometimes. I'm a YouTuber, so I kind of have to like bringing attention to myself. But yeah, no, it's a neat holiday, and I do think a lot of people deserve to celebrate that. And if you don't like, if you go to your birthday and you're just like, oh, it's my birthday, I don't want, like, I'm sorry you feel that way, but you know, let's just lighten up a little bit, right? Just let yourself feel a little bit happier, and just enjoy yourself, man. That's what holidays are meant to be about. It's just enjoying yourself, right? Like that's something you should just be doing. The next notable holiday is, I guess, Halloween. Halloween, right? Halloween's a pretty dope holiday, and I definitely think it's probably one of my top 3 holidays, along with Christmas and my birthday. And I think a lot of people have it as their favorite holiday, and a lot of people kind of have it as their favorite holiday in a cult kind of way. But it's a real interesting holiday, and I like it a lot. It's a really, guess what? Let's look up holiday now. Not holiday. Halloween. Halloween. What is the story of Halloween? The tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival, a Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as the time to honor All Saints. Soon, All Saints' Day incorporated some traditions of the Samhain. Interesting, yeah. So, Halloween's pretty close to home in terms of actual origins to applications of the holiday, right? It has stayed pretty close to home, I'd like to say myself, honestly. And it's still a really interesting holiday. It's always fun to see, okay, what game was really popular this year, you know? I actually worked on Holiday. Halloween and Holiday are basically the same word, alright, forgive me. But I worked on Halloween, so I didn't really get to see too many costumes, but I like to believe a vast majority of them were Among Us. And I like to believe last year that was basically the same as well. So, yeah, neat little holiday, and I like it a lot. And it's always fun just to be able to go, oh, that's a cute costume, because sometimes people go to the store and they're like, oh, I'm gonna be Spider-Man this year, I guess. My kid wants to be Spider-Man, so I'll give him that. And then some people make like a mouse trap with a baby stroller. Like that was one that happened this year. There was some family that had a mouse trap for their little baby that was in a stroller, and it was like really interesting. And I wish I was there to see it, but it looked like a really dope, a really cool thing that they did. But no, holidays have always been. I can't. We're just gonna gloss over Halloween now, okay? We're gonna move on because I don't know how to speak, okay? And the last holiday that's kind of notable to talk about, in at least American culture that kind of comes to mind is, Thanksgiving, and that one obviously that happened pretty recently. And Thanksgiving's a really interesting holiday because it's born on terms of grounds that a lot of people don't really like anymore, and I think a majority of us agree with such. Because for those who don't understand Thanksgiving a lot, essentially when Christopher Columbus first started coming to America in like, you know, the 1600s or whatever, basically what Thanksgiving was when him and the Native Americans came together, and they were like, hey, we're going to celebrate being together, and we're going to say, oh, we're thankful for these sort of things, right? And like a lot of us are like, oh, that's a really cute concept. And obviously there's a lot of background involving Christopher Columbus that a lot of people are like, ooh, that's a pretty big yikes, you know, killing basically all the Native Americans, poisoning them, you know, it's just, and really not, and just kind of kicking them out of the area they've made their home, right? Um, and that's definitely another topic to talk about another day too, but it's still a really weird, weird ground, because on one hand, it's actually kind of a dope holiday, right? And I think a lot of us probably like Thanksgiving a decent bit, and we just don't really think about it. Because, like, what is Thanksgiving? We have a family get together, we eat a shitload of food. And we get to watch a parade, we get to just eat a bunch of mac and cheese or turkey or some other thing that people like. And there's nothing too extra you really have to do about it aside from, you know, make some food if you're the one who makes the food. And I think that's pretty cool. I think it's actually a really dope holiday. I like Thanksgiving a lot personally, I guess. Oh, well, it's a hired hand. But no, I think it's a cool holiday, and I think it's worth celebrating in terms of, hey, we're gonna have this holiday, so we're gonna be like, you know, thankful for, hey, this is I'm thankful for, you know, being with my family. I'm thankful for having 176 subscribers on YouTube. I'm thankful for having a roof over my head, right? I think it's good to be thankful about a lot of things. But, and then there's obviously the weird form of, oh, well, we gotta, like, it's a really awkward ground of, well, we want to celebrate the holiday for being thankful, but we don't want to celebrate it in terms of Christopher Columbus, right? Like, that's just I don't know about you, but I am a fan of not kicking people out of their homelands. I mean, I'm an American, so this is probably coming as a big shock to a lot of people. But it is a really weird middle ground. Not I don't know, middle ground is the word, but it's just kind of a weird area to be in. But I think it's a neat holiday. I think it's a neat holiday just to be able to sit down and, like, oh, I'm gonna eat a bunch of food, and it's acceptable. And it's always so funny because I keep hearing this joke on the radio, like, every day basically. But you know, we celebrate Thanksgiving, and then, like, for this year it was the day after, but you know, the Friday after, we celebrate Black Friday, which for those unaware of American culture is when everything goes slightly on sale, and then everybody goes, oh, I must buy that. Let's look. It's like, yeah, we're gonna celebrate what we're thankful for, and then the day after that, we're going to celebrate. We're gonna just buy a bunch of things that we don't need. And I think that's hilarious. I think that's just a funny way to really go about it. But no, I think Thanksgiving's a really neat holiday. Also, I'm going to do the coolest onk skip here in just a second. You guys are not prepared for actually how unbelievably dope it is. Look at that. I'm actually the best, like, ever. And you could see the moment where I was just like, take me, death. Take me. It doesn't matter anymore. And that's what I was waiting for. I'm waiting for the proper transition. So we're going to talk about Christmas now, because that was this episode was originally about. So we're going to actually spend the rest of this episode talking about Christmas, which probably one of, if not my favorite holidays. And I think a lot of people agree with me. So for those who don't know what Christmas is a Christian holiday, and you know, with a Christian culture, it's something else to also talk about. But basically, on Christmas, Jesus Christ, who was the Son of God, he's just like, hey, I'm reborn now. Hello, hi. No, not reborn. He was born in the first place. He wasn't reborn. Reborn is Easter, and that's a holiday that I didn't talk about. I don't know why I didn't talk about, but I didn't know. And here's the hired hand. Yep. You, just kill him. Okay, cool. Thank you. But Christmas celebrates the day Jesus was born, and I think on its own that's a pretty interesting holiday to celebrate. And the history behind it is basically, Jesus was born, and three kings came up, gave him some gifts, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Jesus Christ is born!" That's crazy. I'm not here to slander Christian culture. That's a different video for a different day. No, but a lot of people have kind of interpreted Christmas as this is a time when the whole family gets together. We're gonna all sit down. We're gonna give presents to each other, and we're all gonna be really appreciative of those presents, right? And there's a lot of different ways you can really interpret it, and there's also a lot of holidays in December, but I'm most familiar with Christmas, and that's what I'm celebrating this video off of, so I'm going to focus a bit more on that. But that's kind of the thing with not what am I trying to say? No, the thing with Christmas is a lot of people celebrate it for, oh, I'm going to give some gifts to some other people, right? And I think that's a really also my egg. I forgot about that. My eggplant just got crushed by a Yeti. It's the altar's right there. I'm so mad now that I think. Oh, I don't know how I didn't die at all. It's incredible. What a terrible ice caves. But no, basically, Christmas again. Concept of Christmas. You're celebrating. Hey, I'm gonna give some gifts to my family, right? And there's a lot of different ways. Not necessarily family, but just kind of people in general. Like sometimes a lot of us will probably give gifts to our friends too, right? And I think a lot of us kind of tend to do that more than other things. But I have three variations with Christmas, and not necessarily variations, but ways I celebrate it. Because I celebrate Christmas with my immediate family, so my mom, dad, and my two siblings. I celebrate Christmas with my grandparents on my mom's side of the family, and then I celebrate Christmas with my family on my dad's side and there are three different holidays, and I enjoy each and every one of them because it's always fun to just pop over for Christmas, and it's just a great time. And it's also another excuse to eat a crap load of food, and I'm a glutton, so I am very happy with such. But Christmas has actually a lot of redeeming qualities to it, and I think a lot of people really like. Oops, sorry about that. A lot of people like Christmas for a variety of reasons. I think a part of Christmas that a lot of people understand but don't properly appreciate is just how actually good Christmas music is. Because I look forward to that stuff. I only had that realization last year, but Christmas music is goated. And if you think otherwise, I don't. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with Christmas music? There's nothing wrong with the Christmas music. It actually slaps. All of it's short, it's sweet, and it goes in. Right? And it's just oh man, it's just good. I like it a lot. But I most of my Christmas is just kind of me going, oh hey, presents, Lamau. So I get to ask for Nintendo Switch games, and I get to be like, yes, I get to get Mario Party Superstars this year. Let's go. But it's a really interesting holiday because there's a lot of ways you can really interpret Christmas. I think is a fair way of putting it, because I mean it's a really similar holiday, but it's just kind of depending on I caught a rock also. I didn't realize that. Because like some people, more Christian people are going to kind of take it as the, oh, hey, we're here to celebrate Jesus Christ, and some people who aren't into Christian culture as much are probably going to be like, oh, I'm here so I can celebrate with my family and just give them some gifts and get some gifts, right? And I think that's something we probably need to like understand with holidays, right? Like, you don't have to celebrate every holiday in the same way that other people celebrate the holidays, right? Like, I think there's a good room for interpretation and personal like adjustment. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but I think you guys kind of understand what I'm saying, right? Like, you should be able to just go to a holiday and be like, okay, I get what you're doing, but I'm gonna try this instead, right? Like, oh, Halloween, that's pretty dope. I'm just gonna kind of use it as I'm gonna get some candy, or I'm gonna use it because I want to dress up and do fun stuff, right? And I don't think a lot of us properly go, properly appreciate a lot of, that we have that flexibility with holidays, and I think we should be able to work on that a little bit more. Also, I hate this. I hate it when All Mights do this. I hate it when they do it so much. Yeah, I'm going around. Right. So I had to go to the spark chips. Now Christmas culture is interesting, and my family's pretty Christian. My mom's relatively Christian, but not. She's obviously she's not hyper crazy Christian, and I'm very thankful for that. um, but I'm really not. I'm really not Christian myself. I'm just kind of a. I like to consider myself an atheist, but I'm just really laid back when it comes to, sort of religion. I'm just like, I don't care too much. Like, until it matters to me, it doesn't matter to me, and that's just how I feel about a lot of things. But no, it's a neat holiday up for interpretation, and I'm not quite sure really where to go from this, as I do a lot, and that's why it's called the Daily Ramble and not the Daily Cohesion. I think that's the word. Doesn't roll off the tongue. Doesn't roll out quite off the tongue as well either. So, but yeah. Christmas music is goated. I've discussed that. Talking about presents. I live in Michigan, and you guys are like, wait a minute, that's a pretty up north state in the United States of America. That means you always get a white Christmas, right? No, we don't. We like never get it. We had like 1 week of fall this year. We had like a good amount of fall for October and a little bit of November. And that not fall. We had a spring for that part, and then when it hit like it hit like, because we had for like since September to like probably early November, we were just kind of walking around and we were like, oh, this is it's still pretty hot out here. There's still a lot of sunshine everywhere. And it's pretty warm. And then for like a week of November, we were like, oh, hey, it's actually kind of chilly weather. The leaves are starting to fall down now. That's pretty cool. That's really nice. and then like the week after that, it started snowing. And it's so funny because we always get a boatload of snow like before December. We get a boatload of snow after December in January, and when Christmas is ever around, we never get anything. We barely ever have white Christmases, and if we ever do, it's more often than not just like, oh, there's some snow on the ground, I guess. I guess it snowed at like 5:30 the morning of. Like, it's not. It's not that. It's not that crazy. I like a white Christmas though. Those are always. Why do I have hair in my mouth? I don't know. It's always a fun. It's always. I think snow in general. I think winter in general is just one of my favorite holidays. Water break. I think winter in general is probably my favorite holiday, and I think a lot of people don't fully appreciate winter because a lot of people either love summer or they love winter. And the thing with summer, like, we all appreciate summer because like when we were a kid, that was our free time, right? We had a big break in winter. We get like 2 weeks at our school. At like my high, middle, and elementary school. But for a vast majority of the year, we're kind of just stuck in school and we do a lot of things. And when we're a kid, we have 3 free months in the year. We get to just pop in at the when we get out in the middle of June, and then we don't get back to school until September. So we were just kind of conditioning ourselves as a kid. We're like, oh, we get Christmas. That's such a good no, not Christmas. Summer. That's such a good season because that's I don't know why I like it, but I just love it a lot because it's when we're free. And when you're an adult, you kind of grow up and you're just like, wait a minute, I don't I don't get to work. I don't get to just take a 3 month break with my job. That's not how it works. Believe it or not. Um, and the thing with winter, it's mostly about like the climate, right? And there's always been an argument between would you rather be hot or would you rather be cold? And I like to come back to the response of um, if you would rather like the thing with being cold is that if you get cold, you can just put on more layers. Are you cold in your house? Put on a blanket. Still cold? Put on another blanket or a jacket or something. You can just keep going until you're warm enough, right? Um, but like if you're hot, there's only so much of your skin you're able to peel off, and there's only so many clothes you're able to take off until it becomes socially unacceptable. So that's one of the bigger issues, right? And I've started to appreciate summer a lot less, and I've started to appreciate winter a lot more because I think it's just goated to be able to sit down in your house and be like, it's too cold outside for me to actually do anything, so I just get to hang out in here, and that's kind of goated. I almost die there. I would have died there if I stayed in the same. Oh, I wouldn't have died. I would have taken a lot of damage. I would have taken like 11, but um, but but yeah, no, that's it's a really interesting time of year. Summer is, and I think in time a lot more people are going to appreciate winter more. But I definitely think it's like I said, once you grow up, you kind of go, wait a minute, I don't get to just be free all the time in summer. I don't know how I managed to live that whole situation in general, but somehow we did it. Why am I saving ropes? I have 43 and I'm not going to Cosmic Ocean. I like mocking myself. Woo, dark level. What else is notable about the summer, right? Like, there's a couple of holidays in summer. At least that, like, I mean, I celebrate. Oh, it's dope. We get to be able to go swimming, right? Go indoor in the winter. Go to a hot tub. That's gonna be great. And it's like, no, no, no. We get to go swim in the lake. Why would you want to swim in the lake when you can go swim in the chemically invested waters that we've made? You know? No, I live in Michigan, so I appreciate our lakes dramatically so. We have like the best lakes out of because we're the Great Lakes state, and we have for those of you who don't know what Michigan is, we are the glove-looking state at the top of the country, and we basically have we have like four lakes surrounding us, and then there's a fifth lake which is just a little bit off of one of the other lakes. And we have like some of the best beaches like ever. I went to Florida and I was like, "Oh, this is a dope place, but I definitely prefer being back home." And I need to experiment more with. I mean, I want to say experiment more with other beaches, but that requires I travel and I do things such as I shudder to think about it going outside. I can't. I don't like that idea. um, no, I like summer being able to just do some events with my family and my birthday's in July, so like I kind of have to appreciate it. But I still like winter a lot more, and just being able to like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and just have a good time, right? I'm gonna just sit down and be able to go, oh, I'm here for fun holiday. Golly gee. And in winter, I just get to be able to sit down and I just go, oh, I'm relaxing. I'm celebrating multiple really goated holidays. This is such. I'm doing so much effort for this cat. I don't understand. um, I don't know what else to really go on about involving Christmas or. Because, like, I love Christmas a lot, so I figured I'd have a lot more to talk about, but I somehow don't. And I think that's pretty weird. Is it crazy that I should probably plan more stuff before I actually, like, do, you know, a podcast? That's something I need to work on next year. That's another thing I need to work on, is to actually, like, go around and be like, oh, here's ideas for things to talk about during videos, because it's kind of hard to do that sometimes. Commentary is hard. People think it's really easy, but it's actually really not. And I've known this for a while, and I've tried to improve upon it, but I think I've been doing a better job. Let me know if I have. Let me know in the comments down below. No, it's Christmas is a goated holiday, and I'm excited to celebrate it. And I definitely think in the years to come, with my YouTube channel, I'm going to be doing a lot more. I'll be doing some better Christmas specials, right? Like my Christmas special this year was originally, I'm going to do a big video. I'm just going to put it out on Christmas. But I think next year I'm definitely going to try and do more Christmas specials. I'll try to do like maybe a Minecraft special. Maybe I'll do a Christmas special for Splunky. It just kind of depends on what actually ends up being what my brand becomes in the next year. And I'm honestly really excited to just see, okay, what am I going to be doing next year? What is the plan? I still got to figure that out myself. I posted check the description below. I'm going to post a link to forums about like, hey, these are the videos I did this year. Do you guys like those videos? Do you want to see more like them? Do you want to see more? Do you want to see some other types of videos? Do me a favor, if you're subscribed and you've been liking my content, please go take not even 5 minutes out of your day just to click a couple boxes and just go, yeah, I like your Smoky videos. Dude, just check it out real quick. That's all I ask. But I think that's it. I think that's a good closure. I think, it was nice. I finished my basically criminal run. I killed a majority of the shopkeepers and some other NPCs. Just Yang and the Salad Sisters. I didn't actually mess around with ton at all, and I'm kind of surprised I didn't do that. I thought I did that, but I didn't. But no, that was another daily ramble, and I love making this series. I love being able to sit down and do Let's Play podcast sort of content. So that's definitely something I'm focusing on next year. I have podcast ideas, so I want to be able to focus more on doing more stuff like this, with myself, with other people, and more Let's Play content, because I think that's probably the kind of stuff I really want to focus on, and I'm going to try and improve upon that next year. I just need to be able to actually get around to that. But yeah, no, thank you guys so much once again for actually sticking around and watching, and listening, I suppose. Watching, listening. I don't know if you're here for my Splunky gameplay, which is the best ever, or if you're here for my talking. But regardless, thank you guys so much once again for sticking around and actually supporting my content. It means the world, and it's cheesy, but the best gift for Christmas I could possibly receive is actually, you guys actually wanting to stick around for my content. So again, thank you guys. Thanks so much. But I'll see you in the next big video, which will come out on the 31st, and after that, we'll just have to see what happens. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. And have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Or Happy Holidays. I don't know. Just do what I don't.